So we are placing here in the nucleus to get what the nucleus provides, mRNA.
At first glance, this could be any random board game. But when you take a closer look, it turns out playing this game is more than just having fun. It's actually helping the players learn about science.
Each game is a standalone game, but the goal was to have the science concept around each game play into the following games. So you don't need to know any science to start playing the game. You'll learn all of that through the rule book. But you could cover almost an entire lesson in chemistry by playing multiple chemistry games back to back.
Under the umbrella company Genius Games, these games each focus on a specific scientific lesson, whether it's learning the parts of an atom, how ions bond with one another, or playing a board game that mimics the inner workings of a cell.
If I was to design a game about ninjas or zombies, I can essentially do whatever I want because those characters don't really exist. A zombie doesn't really exist, and if I want to give it a higher power or lower power or some other effect, I can do that. With the games that I publish, I want to accurately mimic a science concept.
John Coveyou's path to becoming a game designer wasn't exactly typical. After a rough time in high school, he joined the Army. While there, he says he spent a lot of time reading science textbooks and taking online classes from MIT. When he left the service, John began studying environmental biology at St. Louis Community College, where he graduated at the top of his class. But it was while he was working on his master's in energy, environmental, and chemical engineering at Washington University that John says he had his big epiphany.
And it kind of hit me. What if I designed a game about the chemistry content that I'm trying to teach my students? And maybe that would motivate them and diffuse a lot of that intimidation so they could learn this just like my friends playing a game learn the content about that game world. How do you design a game? Well, you Google how to design a game and you start reading blogs and figuring out how to do it. And I put a prototype together for a game called Atomic Zero. And I showed it off to a bunch of my game designer friends and gamer friends, and we played it. And they're like, this game is terrible. This is awful.
John scrapped that idea, but he kept on working on developing games and trying them out with his friends until he came up with a good one that was ready to publish. The only problem? He says there were no publishing houses for science-related games.
I know there's a market there because I want this game, and I have a lot of friends who want a game like this and other games about science themes. So why don't I try and publish it? And I found Kickstarter as a really great way for an individual, a creator, to publish a game. And ended up in late 2014 launching my first game on Kickstarter. It's called Linkage, a DNA card game.
The initial goal was to raise $3,000 to make 500 games. They raised $12,000. Now, 3 years later, Genius Games has 5 card and board games, a set of board books to teach little kids about atoms, and a new series coming out about women scientists to help get girls excited about science.
If every middle school and high school science classroom had games to reinforce the chemistry content, I mean, I think we'd have more students going into STEM, we'd have more students competent in the sciences, we'd have more students majoring in the sciences. I'm just one person. What if through games we can have 100, 1,000, 100,000 more scientists, more kids going into the science field, and each making their own contribution into technology, into feeding more people, into purifying water, and saving the environment, right? Cleaning the environment. If that's the impact that I really want to make, and that's what makes me passionate. Not just making the one technology myself, but giving the next generation the tools and ability to make that impact themselves.
For Innovations, I'm Suzanne Vanderhoff.